You know that feeling, right? When you're pulling your hair out because something works perfectly fine on your machine.
Oh, yeah.
But your teammate is just completely stuck, seeing errors you've never seen.
The classic problem. Or spending like a whole day just installing dependencies, getting environment variables right.
Exactly. Just trying to get a new project to even run. It's such a massive time sink for developers.
It really is.
But what if there was a kind of shortcut? A way to get a perfectly set up, totally consistent dev environment and just save all that hassle?
Well, that shortcut definitely exists. It's what we call dev containers.
Okay.
Think of them as complete self-contained development environments. They pack everything your code needs, the apps, dependencies, specific tools, libraries, runtimes, everything.
All in one place.
All bundled neatly inside a Docker container. And the beauty is your code should just work consistently. You don't need to install a bunch of stuff locally.
Right. So our mission today is really to take a deep dive into how these dev containers can genuinely streamline how you work and honestly make collaborating way easier. And hey, just a quick reminder before we get stuck, and if you find this useful as we go, please do give us a like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps. Okay, so we've talked about the pain points everyone feels. Let's get into the why. Why are dev containers so powerful? What makes them fundamentally different?
Yeah, good question. It really boils down to a few core ideas: consistency, portability, isolation, and collaboration.
Consistency is the big one, I guess.
It's huge. Imagine debugging some complex app, maybe with multiple services where, new team members used to spend maybe a week just getting the build to work.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
With dev containers, they can often be writing code on day one. That's the real kicker. Not just consistency, but getting people productive fast. Your code runs exactly the same way everywhere.
Regardless of Mac, Windows, Linux?
Exactly. Different operating systems, different local setups, doesn't matter. It wipes out those version conflicts, the whole works on my machine headache.
And the isolation part.
That means the container is its own little world. Clean, stable, predictable. It won't interfere with anything else you have running on your local machine, and your local setup won't mess with the project.
Okay, that consistency and portability, it's definitely compelling. So
Yeah.
For someone listening who's thinking, all right, I want this, how do you actually get started? What's the core piece?
It all starts with a single file, usually devcontainer.json.
devcontainer.json, got it.
Yeah. This file is basically the blueprint. It tells tools, like VS Code is a common one, precisely how to build and configure that development container.
So what goes in there?
You specify things like a base Docker image. Think of that as a mini preset computer, maybe a specific Linux version with tools already installed. And you can list out VS Code extensions you need.
Like linters or debuggers for your language.
Exactly. But what's also neat, and sometimes overlooked, is that you don't always have to list every single thing. Pre-built images, or these things called features.
Features.
Yeah, they're like shareable units of tooling or configuration. They can automatically bring in extensions and settings, keeping your main devcontainer.json pretty clean and focused.
Okay, that handles a single project setup well. But what about more complex stuff, like maybe I have a web application and a database needs to talk to?
Right, common scenario. That's where Docker Compose usually steps in.
Docker Compose, okay.
If your project needs multiple services running together, Docker Compose lets you define and manage them as a single unit. You'll typically have a docker-compose.eml file listing your app service, your database service, maybe others.
And VS Code works with that too?
Yep. VS Code can read that docker-compose.eml and automatically start up all the defined services or attach to them if they're already running. It's super powerful because you can even extend your standard Docker Compose file with dev-specific tweaks.
Like what?
Like ensuring your debugger connects correctly inside the container, or setting up specific ways to share your local source code folders with the container volume mounts,
So your entire development stack just spins up.
Pretty much, yeah. Often with just one click or command.
Thinking about teams, there's a massive collaboration angle here too, isn't there? Right. Especially getting new people up to speed.
Oh, absolutely. Huge advantage. Because you commit these configuration files, the devcontainer.json, maybe the docker-compose.aml, right into your project's source control, like Git.
Okay. So what happens then?
So anyone on the team clones the repository, opens the folder in VS Code, and boom, VS Code sees those config files and automatically prompts them. Hey, do you want to reopen this project inside its development container?
So no manual setup for them.
Basically none. They click yes, it builds or pulls the container if needed, and they're in the exact same consistent environment as everyone else. Onboarding becomes dramatically faster. No time wasted fighting with toolchains.
That sounds amazing.
It really helps. You can even add like an open in dev containers badge to your redem file in GitHub, or share a direct link. Makes it super easy for anyone to jump in.
Even for projects you don't own.
Yeah. Even if it's someone else's repository, you can create your own local.devcontainer folder with your config, and VS Code will find it and use it just for you without you needing to change their project.
Right. So wrapping this up then, we've covered consistency, setup, collaboration. What's the big takeaway for, the developer listening right now?
I think the main thing is that dev containers abstract away all that complex, often frustrating environment setup stuff.
Get rid of the grunt work.
Exactly. It lets you skip the common headaches and just focus on what you actually want to do. Writing code, testing it, debugging it. It's about making your development consistent, easily portable, and way more collaborative. Freedom from dependency hell, really.
So just imagine a future where it works on my machine isn't the start of a problem, but just how things are, because everyone's working in the same perfectly configured, isolated container. Think about the problems you could solve if environment setup just vanished as a concern. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. If you found this useful, we'd really appreciate it if you liked the video, share it, leave a comment, and subscribe for more deep dives designed to simplify your world. Happy coding.